Topic 1, Day 8, Compound Interest. Compound interest is what happens when you put money into a savings account and interest is calculated, all right? And so what it's saying is you have a certain amount of money, right? And the amount of money that you have in there grows, usually pretty slowly, but it should grow, right? And it grows a little bit and it adds that a little bit to the total, right? So maybe you have $1,000 and after a year you gain $2. So now you have $1,002. And then that $1,002 will accumulate some interest, right? And the next year you have a little bit more based on the amount that you originally had plus any added interest over time, right? A standard example of interest that is when it is compounded annually. So it's compounded once a year. We have this formula for compound interest, right? Where FV represents our future value, PV represents our present value, is multiplied by 1 plus the R, and this R rate should be the percentage, not the decimal, but the percentage. If it's a 5% interest or if it's 2% interest, it's just gonna be 5 or 2. Divided by 100 times K, and K is the number of compounding periods per year, taken to the K times N power, where N is the number of years. Luckily, this formula is provided on the IB formula booklet, so you do not have to memorize it. Now, depreciation is essentially kind of the opposite, right? When the value of something goes down over time. A really common depreciation example is a car, right? If I buy a brand new car, over time, the amount that my car is worth decreases, right? We can use the same formula, except that our rate here is going to be negative. So it's the same formula, but the rate becomes negative, so it's 1 minus R over 100K. So let's try using this formula with our first teacher example. We invest 350 Turkish lira in a savings account that offers 2% interest compounded annually. So compounded annually means once per year. Calculate how much money we'll have in this account after 4 years, assuming we don't take any money out and we don't add any money into the account. Give your answer correct to the nearest lira. So let's start with what information do we already have. Our present value is 350. Our rate is 2%. We're looking at 4 years, compounding once per year. And we're looking for our future value. So I'm going to put all of this information into our equation. So future value equals 1 plus interest rate. Oops, sorry. I forgot my 350, sorry. So future value equals present value 1 plus 2 over 100 times 1 taken to 1 times 4. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and put that through the calculator, evaluate it. Your future value equals 379 Turkish lira. So pretty much what you'll see is we made 29 Turkish lira over the course of 4 years. Go ahead and try student example number 1. Teacher example number 2 asks, how long will it take $30,000 to accumulate into $110,000 in a trust that earns a 10% annual return compounded semi-annually? So again, let's think about what information is given to us. So our starting value, our present value, is 30,000. We want to figure out when it becomes 110,000. So this is our future value. It earns 10%, and it's compounded semi-annually. So our K value here is 2 times per year. And what we're looking for is how long does it take? What is our n value? And we're going to plug all of this again into our equation. 110,000 is our future value is equal to our present value. 1 plus 10 over 100 times 2 times n. Okay, I'm going to simplify a couple of things. So I have 110,000 equals 30,000, and I can plug that what's inside the parentheses into the calculator. I get 1.05 to the 2n power. All right, and from here, I'm going to get just a 1.05 to the 2n power by itself by dividing both sides by 30,000. And that leaves me with 11/3 is equal to 1.05 times 2 to the n power, times 1.05 to the 2n power. Sorry. Oftentimes, when we have the variable as the exponent, it is useful to convert it into logarithmic form and see if it is something that we can use logarithms to solve. So what I'm going to do is convert this into logarithmic form, and I know that my base is 1.05. So log base 1.05 equals 11/3 of 11/3 equals 2n. And this log base 1.05 of 11/3 we can evaluate in your calculator. All right, and you can do that by going to math, and then A is this log base, and you can put that in, and what we'll get is 26.63 is equal to 2n. Divide both sides by 2, and n equals 13.3 years. Okay, go ahead and try student example number 2 on your own.